What's going on, everybody? What's going on? How's everybody doing this morning, man? Another early morning episode of Legacy Moves, gas station podcast. Y'all know the gas station, the fuel and ground for the mind, the body, and the soul. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Before we get started, man, make sure that y'all get those likes up. Make sure y'all get hit the notification bell, and make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. I see every one of my videos, man, been hitting over 1,000 views, man, every time, man. I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank the atmosphere. I want to thank Gas Station Podcast, fam. I want to thank everybody who's part of Legacy Moves, making Legacy Moves. You understand me? I want to thank y'all for the support. And the projector we go on in, my mine ain't real fast, but but the projector is going good, man. It's always improving. And that's what it's about, daily practice and daily improvements. And so my projector is improving. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. I'm monetized already. So, hey, man, I just appreciate all the support that we are getting in the Gas Station Podcast, man. Make sure everybody get your 3 W's every morning. 30 minutes word, 30 minutes wisdom, 30 minutes workout every single morning, man. Get your stuff together, man. You always got to be feeding your mind because there's so much negative stuff. And everybody is anytime you cut that TV on, that radio, whatever, everybody wants you to feed into their narrative and agree with their narrative. So you have to be mindful and protect your mind. Repeat myself. You have to be mindful and protect your mind. Like we done went over Fannie Willis, all of these different people these are the people we putting in charge. For all of them. From the Fannies to the Trumps to the Bidens to the, you name them, man. This is who we putting in charge. So hey, man, whether you like them, don't like them, whatever, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. Y'all electing them. Y'all putting them, we electing them. We putting them in charge, And God is ordaining them. Because guess what? If they ain't supposed to be there, God ain't going to allow them there. So, for some reason, God is allowing them to be there. And so, what we have to do is we have to learn, live through. And everybody ain't put in place for it to be an easy road or a feel-good moment for you. It's to allow you to learn from it and understand that, each one of these people that we put in charge or over us are human beings. And then all of them have some kind of fallacies. All of them have some kind of bullshit in them. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me, I'm human. I make some bad mistakes, but I make some good ones too. And so, with all of that, regardless what it is, it's designed to teach you. It's designed for you to learn from. It's designed to make you better. You understand me? And in the gas station, this is the fueling ground, because without food, without fuel, ain't no engine running. So, my perspective in the gas station in Legacy is to make sure that you're getting good fuel and you're getting things that you can process and you can get something you can think about. But also, I want to be relatable. So I always try to make the content where, where from the high to the low are going to be able to feed off the content and be able to build off the content. Today, we're going to talk about your 4 streams. If you are broke or you feel like that you are not reaching your full potential in your money, is because one of the reasons, I ain't gonna put it all the reason because you gotta have margin. It's a whole bunch of other intricate parts that play too, but we'll get into those parts later. You know, knowing how to sell yourself amongst other things. But today we're gonna talk about your 4 streams of income. If you are operating and you only have one source of where you are making your money, you are a slave to that source. If you have a one of anything, you're a slave to it. You should be working on at least a 3-dimensional phase in everything. Everything should have 3 dimensions in it. You understand me? Give you an example. When I owned my towing business, well, I still own my towing business, but my towing business, you know, I didn't just pick up and tow cars. We changed. We did door unlocks. That was a phase. We did tire changes. That was a phase. We towed cars. That was a phase. So if one wasn't jumping, I was getting a tire change. I was getting a door unlock, or I was getting a tow. You understand me? But I had 3 different phases to my business. You understand me? So anytime you start a business, you want more than you have to have at least 3, 4 products to sell. First of all, that's another story too, but we'll get into that. But we're going to talk about your 4 rivers, your 4 streams that you need to be feeding off of today. We're going to talk about your 4 streams. This will, if it doesn't make, well, wealth is relative. You know, what's wealthy to somebody may not be wealthy to somebody else, depending on the levels they've reached in their road, you know. But I guarantee you, if you have a minimum of these 4 streams, and it's not that all of them have to make a lot of money, but they do need to produce something for you. And as they produce, you help them grow, and you keep feeding the bath while the bath gets fat. You understand me? And so and then you keep building each one of them up. But you have to have 4. You have to have 4. When God put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, He put them in there with 4 streams to feed off of. You should never be lacking without 4. And I'm going to talk about the 4 streams that you need to have to be able to be successful. I work off these 4. You need to work off these 4. Anybody who wants to be successful. And if you only have one, I don't give a damn if you're making $150,000, $200,000 a year, you're still gonna be a slave. Cause you're gonna be a slave. You're gonna be a slave to that income, and you limit yourself, and you put yourself in a real narrow box with one source of income. All right, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go with the first source. The first source of income is your knowledge, your value in the marketplace. That's what you can do with your hands and your mind personally. Now this source is limited because this source has a shelf life. The older you get, the less you're gonna be able to do physically, because your body's just naturally gonna break down and start telling you, hey man, I can't do as much as I could have did in my 20s and my 40s and 50s. Same thing they complain about LeBron, talking about LeBron is doing this and that. How is he beating Father Time? Well, nobody else beats Father Time unless they are doing something illegal or doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Because Father Time, and even with that, Father Time has everybody with him. And so, your body and your physical being, but when you're young, you need to try to bring the highest level of value to the marketplace as you possibly can. And the way to do that is by having credentials, certified skills, or being in that backyard, or with your parents, or with your uncle, learning something. Whether it's painting, whether it's, you grew up working with your uncle, painting or building houses or fixing cars, doing mechanic work, whatever it may be. But you have to have something that is valuable enough, that is somebody wants to pay you for your skill level. If you have no skill level and you have no skills period, all you can do is pick up and lift boxes, flip burgers, you're going to be paid minimum wage. You're going to be paid minimum wage. And hey, if you're not willing to sacrifice and pay somebody to train you to make some money, then the less scarcity, the less value in your skill, the less money you're going to make. You need to ask yourself, what the fuck do I know? If I walk out my door, what can I do to make some money? If you have no clue, then you have no clue. And nobody has taught you how to fish. People have been giving you fish. If you have to beg somebody for employment or you have to ask somebody for employment, you a little bit more, but especially if you have something to offer. But each and every day you should walk out that door or get it, or put your feet on the ground. You should know how to make a living, to at least be able to take care of your basic necessities. Food, lights, water, roof over your head, transportation, communication. Every day as an adult and as a child, if you're a child, your parents should be teaching you how to, every day you wake up, every day you get out of that bed, you should be able to at least have enough confidence in your ability to be able to take care of your basic necessities. And if you don't know how to do that, that means because you lack skill in something. You lack skill in something. Now let me show y'all. Give you an example. I'm not preaching just to be preaching. I'm teaching. This is an example of having something to bring to the marketplace. This is my degree, Master's in Business Administration. I have my master's degree. Put it up there. Master's degree. I have my master's degree. I haven't framed that yet. I got my master's degree a couple of years ago. Here's my frame. That's my bachelor's degree. I had that first. So what that says, so I'm just not willy-nilly. I'm just not willy-nilly talking just to be yapping. You got to have something that somebody want to buy. Worst case scenario, I can go get me a decent job. That's worst case scenario. I can go get me a good job. That is my low point. I can go get me a good job. If I chose to. But I feel like I have enough ability with those degrees, without those degrees. Those degrees just help me because that gives people the ability to help trust what I'm talking about more than it actually makes me money. Because I was making money long before I had those degrees. But once again, worst case scenario, those degrees were at the worst case scenario helped me to have a decent job, to be able to pay for my basic living, my basic necessities, my home, cars, health insurance, And you don't have to get that. You can get something else. You can get science. You can get computer tech. You can get, now everybody's doing programming, or you can get a mechanic, or you can learn how to build. You have to have something, land, concrete, whatever. You have to have something of value that somebody will pay you for. If you're just begging for employment, or please help me, or you looking for some help, or somebody to pay you, you will never, ever make any money. Never make any money. So that's number one. Number one, you have to have some skill, some value for the marketplace. That is where you will start succeeding. Number two, remember you have to have 4 streams. You have to have 4 streams. I learned this lesson. I'm going to tell you when I learned this lesson, which broke up, and it allowed me where I didn't have to internalize any of the bullshit when I was working. When I got out of prison the first time, back in 2003, I had got a job, and I had to get a job because I was in the halfway house. And I started selling drugs again. So I sold drugs, plus I also sold jerseys. Back then, everybody was wearing the throwback jerseys. So I was able to, what I used to do is I used to go to the flea market, buy the jerseys for $35. And everybody was buying the jerseys for $100. So I used to go buy the jerseys for $35, hustling for $100. So one of my hustles was selling jerseys, selling the throwback, the hardwood jerseys back in the day. And I was hustling dope. And I was working a job. So I had 2 products. So number two, let's get there. You understand? Number 2 is always have something for sale. Whether you buying a used car, whether you selling houses, whether you selling clothes, whether you selling products, whether you selling something out the trunk, whether you selling something on the internet, on Facebook Marketplace that you bought for cheap that you could sell, whether it's something that you made, it's created some art, you got artwork, you might know how to do artwork, you know how to do paintings. Maybe you may have stuff around your house. Everybody has junk around their house that they could put on Facebook Marketplace and sell. So number 1, you want to have some skill for the marketplace, and you want to have something that you can get up every morning and do to make you some money. Remember, you want to get up and have something you can do to make you some money. Number 2, you want to have a product to sell. You don't want to have the product I had to sell back in the day, drugs, but you want to have a legitimate product that people are willing to purchase, that you can make a profit on. So your second hustle, your first hustle should be your ability, which should be your first hustle, your know-how. Your second hustle should be your second river, your second stream you feed off of is a product to sell. Get something to sell. All you gotta do is take a picture, boom, put it on Facebook Marketplace. That's the simplest way. But you always need to have something for sale while you're working. That puts you 2 streams of income right there. That improves not only your psyche, because once you start selling products, and once you get used to selling products, on top of your natural work, guess what? That frees up your spirit at work because you have a second outlet for money. If you ever get sick or you get in a bit of a car wreck, for God forbid, you get anything that prevents you from working, you still got a stream of income coming in. And it may be slow at first, but you got to build it up. You'll build it up as you learn how to sell. You can watch programs, YouTube videos, all kind of videos on selling, where to find wholesale products, amongst other things. But you have to have something to sell, and you have to have ability to make you money every day. Those are 2. You remember we got 4 streams to feed off of. Those are 2 streams to feed off. First, you feed off, you learn something that will make you money in the marketplace. Your second is going out finding products, whether large or small, to sell. You sell out your trunk, you can sell on the internet, you can sell in the stores, you can sell word of mouth. You can sell commission-based, where it ain't your product. You got somebody else's product you selling. Or you can buy your own products wholesale and sell them. But you need to have ability, and you need to have something to sell. And if you get real good, you have other people selling for you. That's another YouTube video. But you got to have a skill set, something you know how to do. If you don't know how to do nothing, you fuck, period. So you need to get out. If you don't know how to do something, you need to learn how to do something. Beyond, above, flipping burgers and packing boxes. Doing jobs everybody can do. It's no money in doing something anybody can do. Number three, you need to be creating money. See, those 2 are you physical handling. Now your number 3, you need to be creating what you call residual income. Residual income is income if you rent a property. The person you're renting that property from is making a residual off of you. After his expenses, whatever's left over is his residual that he doesn't work for. There's several ways to make residual income. But the most popular is rental properties. Buying a rental property. Subleasing the rental property, and making a profit. Anything that pays you weekly, monthly, is a residual income. And what you want to start doing, this is what you want to start doing. You need to calculate your total expenses for the month. And you need to be developing your third source of income, your rental income, your residual income, to be able to match your basic cost of living. Your basic cost of living should not supersede or be more than whatever you're making as you develop your lifestyle should grow based off your residual, not based off of what you sell or based off of what you make with your physical self or with your skill set. I mean, in the beginning, it has to do as you build it, but you want to be building your residual up to where you're living off of your residual and not off what you sell or what you skill. Because, like I say, you can live as you get older. You're going to lose that skill set. Not only are you going to lose the skill set, you're going to lose the ability to do it. Products get hot, get not. So the product business has a bunch of highs and lows. Good highs and good lows. That's why you gotta have all of them. Because when you're getting your good highs, what you're selling, that's when you need to be buying your residual. You don't need to be buying bullshit, depreciating assets. That's when you be buying. That's when you should be buying your residuals. And your consistent work. Be quiet, damn it. Your consistent work should be your steady flow in the moment. Now you got your skill set. You have your product you're selling, and we have your residual income. Last, you want to set up, which should be your generational wealth. Should last long income that should last for your family long after you're gone. That's called your royalties. You set up your royalties. That is with content. That is your royalties come with what you pour back into the earth, whether it's through music, through song, through books, through YouTube. I got a cousin, he was with a group called Ideal. I don't know. It was kind of, they was in the late 90s, an R&B group. Made a couple platinum hits. He told me, he said, man, they went on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They went on a few movies. He said, man, and they haven't done anything in 20 plus years. He said, man, he still makes $5,000 or $6,000 on royalty checks off of what they did 25 years ago, every 3 months. When they get their royalty check, he still makes $4,000 or $5,000, I think he said, off of stuff they did 25 years ago. So you always want to create royalty money. What is royalty money? Let me show you. I'm going to give y'all 3 examples of royalty money because I told y'all that we work in 3 dimensions. This is one example of royalty money. The Habits to Get Paid Like a Boss by Dominic Cleveland. This is one of my books. I have 5 books, But I'm going to give you 3 examples in your face. This is my second book I wrote. Every time somebody buys it, I get a couple dollars. My books are on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. All of the affiliates. You can buy my books in Russia. You can buy my books in America. You can buy my books in Dominican Republic. You can buy my books in Australia. My books are on all the platforms. And guess what my third one is? Because I always tell you we work in 3 dimensions. My YouTube channel. Every time somebody watches a video. And see, royalty money is different because, let me tell you, royalty money, I make this one time. I put it in the stores. Besides marketing and promoting my materials, guess what happens? It will constantly keep making money. My books will give my children a few dollars every month. I get paid a check every month off of my books. I don't even work for that no more. I've created a product, put it in the air, created content, put it in the air, and now it works itself. It works itself. I don't have to work this no more. I mean, I have to work it because, I got to talk about it. I got to promote my material. But I don't have to, that's created. That's in the atmosphere. That will always make me money. Even when I'm old, whether it give me a big check or a little check, it's going to give me a little check. It's going to continuously make money. And every time y'all watch this video, guess what happens? YouTube writes me a check. This is called royalty money. So this is the 4th source. This is the 4th river that I feed off of. My first river is my skill set. My second river are products I sell. My third river stream I feed off of is my residual money, my properties, my renters, and my 4th stream are my royalty off the books I write, off my YouTube, off the content I put in the air. These are the 4. This is how you make money. You can never make money doing one thing. One source of income, you will always be a slave to that one source of income. And that's what you do not want if you want to be successful. I mean, you can get by with it because the majority of the world gets by with one source of income. But the majority of the world live in a mental slavery, and they think that it's everybody else's fault, the boss's fault, and everybody else's fault why they have problems. But it's because they're not preparing themselves for success. They're not doing the things that need to be done for success. And success, once again, is relative. I believe success is when you become content and at peace with every aspect of your life, your health, your mental state, your spiritual state. Once you reach peace with all 3 of those, the fueling ground for your mind, your body, and your soul, then you are wealthy. I don't care what number. I don't care if you have a couple $1,000s in the bank. I don't care if you have a couple billion in the bank. It doesn't matter. Wealth is when you finally have reached a place of contentment in your life and you don't covet what somebody else has. There's a lot of billionaires jumping off buildings, millionaires with great incomes that are committing suicide. So money is not what makes you happy. It's when you become at peace with where God has placed you in your life, in your growth. Because you should never stop growing, because when you stop growing, you start dying. You never stay the same. You're either going down or you're going up. So if you ain't growing, you dying. If you ain't feeding, you starving. Legacy Move, Gas Station Podcast. Hey man, y'all make sure you get your 3 W's. Make sure you get your word, your wisdom, and your workout daily. We over here doing some work. We're doing some work in my house. He got a skill set. So guess what he gets to do with his skill set? He gets to make some money. Food for thought. Gas Station Podcast. Legacy Move. Get your 3 W's. Man, have a great week. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell on your channel. I'm out.